Constitutional Revolution 1905 to 1911, when Iran tried law and was punished for it. The Constitutional Revolution of 1905 to 11 is one of those historical episodes that feels almost designed to break your heart. After a century of Qajar weakness, foreign humiliation, and economic pillage, a broad coalition forms that has never quite existed in Iran before. Merchants furious at foreign concession, clerics alarmed by royal corruption, intellectuals inspired by European constitutionalism, and ordinary citizens exhausted by arbitrary rule. What they want is modest, almost quaint by modern standards. A constitution, a parliament, limits on royal power. In other words, rules. In 1906, astonishingly, they get them. Under pressure, Mozaffar ad-Din Shah signs Iran's first constitution and authorizes the Majlis, a representative assembly. Iran briefly becomes a constitutional monarchy. For a moment, it looks like Persia might leapfrog centuries of despotism with ink and resolve. And that, it turns out, is exactly the problem. The Constitution immediately threatens every entrenched interest simultaneously: the Shah, the court, conservative clerics, tribal leaders, and, most dangerously of all, foreign powers who prefer their client states pliable and informal. Law is inconvenient. Law creates records. Law limits bribery. Law is very bad for empires. Mozaffar ad-Din obligingly dies, and his successor, Muhammad Ali Shah, decides constitutionalism has gone far enough, especially far enough to be shelled. In 1908, with Russian backing, he orders the bombardment of the Majlis, yes, artillery, against the parliament. Subtlety was not a growth industry at this time. Deputies are arrested, exiled, or executed. The constitution is suspended. Iran erupts into civil war. Constitutionalists fight back. The Shah is eventually deposed in 1909. The Majlis reconvenes. Hope flickers yet again. And then reality shows up with a clipboard. Russia and Britain, alarmed by instability, intervene. Russian troops occupy northern Iran. British interests quietly align with order. The constitutional state, starved of resources and authority, collapses into paralysis. By 1911, the experiment is effectively dead. The lesson Iran learns is devastatingly clear. You can overthrow a tyrant, you can write a constitution, but without force, unity, and sovereignty, paper loses to guns every time. The constitutional revolution doesn't fail because Iranians reject liberty. It fails because liberty requires institutions strong enough to survive enemies, foreign and domestic. The irony is a cruel one. This failure convinces the next generation that only a strong man can save the nation, and that belief clears the runway for the rise of the Pahlavis, men who will restore Iran's power by burying its freedom.